stupid, but like, like part of the reason you're so good at fighting and had such good wrestling is because of how like, regimented you are with your training and everything.
Yeah.
Tell everyone what your dad used to make you do as like a little kid.
Yeah. And this was like
you'd wake up.
Yeah. Like a summer routine. So like, obviously during the school year, like you went to school, right?
Yeah.
But like, obviously, summer break comes and my mom still had to do like whatever it was during to like finish her school year. And like dad worked from home and we'd wake up and like my best friend Kyle Arsenal lived like across the kitty corner. And I like to go hang out with Kyle. And like we were young. This wasn't like in middle school. This was in elementary school. And we'd get up and like, you walk out to the kitchen. My dad would have like a bowl of dry cereal with like a jug of milk next to it, like ready to eat. Okay? Like a spoon. Yeah, like a jug of milk or like a carton,
Mm-hmm.
And my mom always got 2%, always. And a bowl of dry cereal. And they'd have a list, like a piece of paper torn out of like a notebook. And it's like writing on it. It'd be like these exact words. Before Kyle's. Underline. And it'd be like dash, bullet point, bullet. It'd be a list of things. And again, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something.
It was like push-ups.
No, it'd be like this.
Right?
It'd be, it'd be like 100 push-ups. And the next dash or bullet point would be like, we had a cul-de-sac. We lived on a one-way. It was a cul-de-sac, dead end. It was a half-mile loop. So it was quarter mile down, quarter mile back. Gravel road, only 6 houses. So you can let an elementary school go running on that.
Yeah.
You're not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So through traffic. So it'd be like 5 laps around the cul-de-sac. And the next bullet point would be like 20 laps around the cul-de-sac on your bicycle. And then the last one, it was like a triathlon. It'd be like 50 back and forths in the pool. Then, like, so people are like, wow, man, he's really like sports heavy. Stop. No, he wasn't. Every single day there would be like, we read Goosebumps books, 50 pages in the Goosebumps book. And then the last thing would be like something, he bought these, I don't know what they're called. They look like magazines for kids, but they would have like math problems.
Oh yeah, like worksheets.
It's so funny how that worked out because part of it probably is the reason you're like national champion and like elite world level fighter. But the other part is probably why you're like a reformed drug addict.
Sure, I'm sure it's a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword.
It really is. Like that's a fine line. Like, you play with fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the other part,
but it pushed you to probably be a drug addict.
I'm sure
it made you be a super successful athlete, and that's what you stayed with.
Sure. And like,
so as you get mature, then you realize the importance of it.
Of course. And I always say like that it's a straight line and it can go one of two ways. Right. So like I always say, like with my focus and my aim, the crosshairs just have to be aimed at the right thing.
Right.
Because no matter what, that like focus is gonna be 100 or nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Excuse me. Now, one last thing that he always did, and like this definitely didn't take, but it's funny to look back at. Like, so it'd be like, we had also like, I gotta say this too. We always had dinner together, always at like, I don't remember the exact time. It was like 6 o'clock, everyone together at the table.
Yeah, we did
every night. And then, so it'd be like before Kyle's, the list of things. And then it'd be like, be back by 5:30 or no Kyle's tomorrow. And there'd be my wristwatch sitting right on top of the list. He bought me like a Kmart Timex wristwatch.
Yeah. So you had no excuse.
No excuse. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what time. We didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
But it was 5:30 or no Kyle's tomorrow. And like, a lot of parents will say stuff like that. No. That was it. If you were 5:31, you were not going to Kyle's. And I would throw fits.
Yeah.
Screaming, crying, throwing things.
Because now you just have to do push-ups, read, and sit in the house. You probably have more reading and more push-ups.
Right. And I just sit there. Goosebumps. Goosebumps. Yeah, but that was definitely, and like at dinner at the end, this is probably more my mom than my dad. She was like a first generation European, German. Yeah. And it was like everyone together at the table and you finish. Like, it sounds so cliche. Like, you don't eat if you get what's on your plate and you don't leave till it's finished. You don't, you eat.
Remember thinking like, I just can't finish it. They're torturing me. It's really not. Like, just eat your food.
Eat your food. And then at the end of the night, and I'll never forget this. I'm not sure if I have kids that I'll do the same thing, but it would be something like this. Can I please be excused?
Yeah.
And then my mom would either say yes or no, you haven't been here long enough. And then you have to, my mom called it clearing your plate. You didn't leave. I think that's normal. You don't leave your plate there for mom. Right. Take it over. You
I think that's normal.
Yeah,
I think
but like the please be excused.
I never said like, can I please be excused? But you just kind of knew when it was time. I wasn't like, I'm finished. I'm going back to watch TV. It was like, no, like when we're all done. I try to read the room.
Another thing that's really funny is like how parents like here, or maybe that's just now, always think like how good their kid is. Like I remember my dad, like I was like a state champion, and he'd be like, that school doesn't want you. They just want you to be a workout partner for their good guys. I was like, why not? They're like, can you beat? It would be at the time. It was like Josh Koscheck.
Someone good.
He was like, can you beat Josh Koscheck? He's like, I've seen you work out. You can't beat. And I was, my God. And I was like, but I'm only in high school. He's like 23, 20. You know, like
and he would
someday I'll beat him. He's like, you don't belong there. They're just bringing you in as a workout partner. And then I didn't go there.
But
now
he talked you out of it.
There's kids now that go to like, that I've trained, that go to like prestigious wrestling universities that don't place at counties.
Right.
And they'll like walk on.
Right. Same here. Every year.
Yeah, every year. But their parents like believe in them so much.
That's what you think. You know,
where my dad was like, I mean, they never thought that I did good.
Well, like I'll do you one better. My dad didn't say like something that's me.
No, that was a specific person. That's a specific
Josh Koscheck.
And a specific memory. I remember it vividly. He was like, he was a returning national champion. I did work out with him this summer before my senior year, and he fucking killed me.
Of course he
did.
You're a
junior in high school.
I was like 15.
You're like, didn't even go through puberty yet.
And they were, the coaches there were probably like, wow, he kind of put up a little fight with him.
Yeah.
You know, he did good. But my dad's like, you think that you can beat him? He's like, you don't belong in that room. No way. You're not going there.
And you're like, oh, okay. I suck.
I was like, I suck.
Sure. And like very, very similar. Not the same situation, but super similar. I remember I must have been in like 6th grade.
You wanted to go to Oklahoma State, right?
Well, yeah, but like it was Iowa first. Okay. I remember we were watching the NCAAs on the TV in the basement. It was
the only time once a year that it was on.
Right, once a year. It was the only time wrestling was on TV back then. And I was watching, what's that?
The only time you saw it, unless you went to a match.
Right, we
didn't live near college.
We didn't do anything like that. Yeah. We were watching the NCAAs, and I remember saying like, I want to wrestle Division I in Iowa. He's like, you're not wrestling Division I.
As a 6th grader.
Yeah, like 6th or 7th grader. And I remember saying like, you know, I really want to wrestle Division I. He's like, if you don't even win the states, you kiss that dream goodbye. And then I won the states. And I remember like, see, now I can wrestle division. And I won it as a 10th grader. Like, and I was in the finals of states in 9th grade. Like, that's super unheard of.
Especially back then.
Back then, there's one division, no wild cards. Like, you had to be the guy in your section.
Right.
I made the state final and almost won. I fucking close match. But next year I won in 10th grade. And I was like, I could go Division I. He's like, I wouldn't start getting your hopes up.
Think of like parents now, like here.
Yeah. Now kids are like never win one match, and they're like, you could go to Harvard or like wherever.
You need to go there. He could. You think he could wrestle Division I, right? How do you think he'd do?
Yeah.
Hey, don't you know how it works? How does he do like at the local tournament?
Right.
If he's taking 3rd at the local tournament, just
he's not wrestling at Iowa.
Math. There's like billions of local tournaments.
Sure. Well, and I would even like go further than that. If you're not like teching and pinning everyone at the local tournament, and like there are obviously outliers. If like you've got a guy who's like nationally ranked, who you just happen to run into, like I wrestled Patrovich one time at the Eastern States. But like outside of that,
well, that's not a local tournament,
right? That's a big tournament. But like like I wrestled Josh Patterson or Nate Patterson. He was a Division I wrestler, and like just happened to run into them once in a while. Geography. That's a super good way of putting it. But like if you're not teching and pinning everyone else, like why are you even considering Division I?
Right.
But I'm more just thinking like how parents look at it.